Hey Gunners, welcome back to another video. Today is the day before the massive Champions League game against Bayern Munich. But I want to talk about Arsenal's secret signing that has probably been our best signing of the summer. And it's somebody you guys would least expect. But before I begin, it would be much appreciated if you could smash that like and subscribe button. It really helps the channel out. And let's hit 4K subscribers soon. Without further ado, let me introduce you to Arsenal's best signing from the summer, and his name is Zafar Iqbal. And I know it's not a player, it's actually the Arsenal team doctor. I think he has done a phenomenal job with our squad. We had so many injury problems and so many players that were rushed back last season, but this season there's been none of that, and it all has to go down to the brilliant work of Zafar Iqbal. If you didn't know, we actually signed Zafar from Crystal Palace as our former club doctor Gary O'Driscoll went to Manchester United. And no offence, I think that was the best thing that has happened. Because if you look at Manchester United's injury records this season, and their fans are always constantly complaining about the amount of injuries they have had. But for us, it's the complete opposite. And I think it has to always go down to the team doctor and their timescales for the players to come back into the side. Look at Jurriën Timber, for example, who has been out for a very long time. Despite making training sessions and playing training, Jurriën hasn't made an Arsenal matchday squad since the start of the season. And this is very good management from the Arsenal doctors. We already saw what happened last season. When you rush players back, it can go horrendously wrong. But we're already thinking for the long term for Jurriën's career and his Arsenal career in particular. We want to make sure that he's 100% and there is no risk for further injury, because ACLs can actually reoccur if not managed well. Even Gabriel Martinelli, these cameos we see from him is because of the doctor's advice. It's not that Arteta wants to be playing him 10 minutes, but he wants to be able to manage his minutes. And that's why he comes on for Saka as well, who himself has been struggling with a few injuries this season. And it's just overall a better feeling to be able to know that our players are being looked after and managed well, rather than being thrown in and risking another re-injury. Even Smith Rowe and Tomiyasu have been managed really well this season. There's been a lot of frustration from Arsenal fans saying, why aren't they playing more? But again, it's because we don't want them to get injured again. Smith Rowe in particular has suffered a lot with injuries and long-term injuries, and Tomiyasu seems to always get injured as well in the same sort of areas. So the advice must be to manage them to ensure that they don't re-injure themselves in the same areas. And it has been really effective, because I think the cameos that they have had, Smith Rowe playing against Luton was really, really good. And him being on the bench again was a smart move, because that would have been a heavy amount of minutes for him and he would have been very tired. So to have him on the bench the next game is what was needed for him. And Tomiyasu, the cameos he's been involved in is really nice to see, and I feel like he is now ready to start a full 90. Apologies in advance for how small this graphic is and if you can't see it, but here it shows how well a job Dr. Iqbal has done. If you look at the players that have been injured for each of the biggest clubs in England, you'll notice that Arsenal have the least amount of players that have missed games this season. Although some of them have missed a lot, like Timber's missed 38, Partey 27, Tomiyasu 17, Vieira 16. There have been some lengthy injuries, but if you compare that to the other teams, it is so much better, and that is something to be proud of. We don't have to listen to rival fans saying Arsenal players are never injured. It's a positive. All our players are fit and ready for the run-in. And this is a crucial time of the season. We need all our players ready and fit and firing to not have a repeat of last year where we completely collapsed due to injuries. This year we have an opportunity to capitalise and win both the UCL and the Premier League. To end the video, I just want to put my score predictions and the lineup I want to see against Bayern Munich. So personally, I think it's going to be 3-1 to the Gunners. I feel like having the whole stadium to ourselves and just the way the team is playing, we can come away with a decent advantage going to the Allianz. And in terms of the team I want to see, obviously David in goal. Then at left back, I feel like Tomiyasu needs to come in to deal with the wide threat. Then obviously Saliba and Gabriel, that is non-negotiable. Ben White as well, non-negotiable. And I'd actually like to see Thomas Partey in the sitting role. I feel like with him there and Declan Rice just ahead, that would be a really good way to stop Musiala, who is a really athletic attacking midfielder. And I feel like Jorginho won't have the legs to play against him, but I wouldn't mind seeing Jorginho in the starting lineup as well. And then obviously Captain Martin Odegaard in that right midfield role, just in behind the Saka area. And then obviously on the left, I would love to have Martinelli, but if he's not available, then Gabriel Jesus is fine. I feel like him and Havertz were able to link up really well. And yet that's my number 9, Kai Havertz, in fantastic form, has to play. And then on the right, obviously Bukayo Saka. Anyway, that's it for now, Gunners. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully I will be reviewing a massive win over Bayern Munich tomorrow. Until then, peace.